How is going on YouTube? This is Dr. Work and welcome to another video about Google APIs. Sorry, this is about complete APIs. Not only going to work with Google, but we're going to work with different types of APIs. So I think a while ago I just made a video about how to create an account in Google APIs and get a key. So that's what similar to every type of API working. So you can have keys and authorization, but for now we are going to work with the simple things. So using keys we're gonna authenticate with those APIs. So I think you have watched my video, so if not, go check it out I'll be placing the link in the description of the playlist that I'm making. So go to that and check the first video about creating an account in Google APIs and get a key. So after getting a key, so this is the first project. So in this video, in this episode, I'm going to make a simple JavaScript program using Jquery library that gonna help us to search for different channels. So like a simple search engine that gonna search for channels. So that's what we're going to make. So what is the use of this? So you can implement in any type of things, like if you're gonna make your own counting subscriber count page, so then you need this type of things to be done. So some user gonna type his channel and they need to be searched for this channel. So that's how it's gonna be working. So before get started, we need some files. So as we know, we are working with simple JavaScript and Jquery libraries. We need some type of files. So before we get into that, we're not going to use the directly key into our HTML, in the JavaScript. So but we're gonna place a separate file. This is the file we're gonna include. So it contains the all recommended keys. So I cannot show my keys directly to you in the video. So after video I need to delete them if you want. So I'm not going to show you guys, but I'm going to show you what's inside this. How this is going to be working. And one more thing I just forgot is that this is going to be not only the one video, but I'm going to separate it into different parts because it's going to take a while long. This is my first video about explaining the whole lot of programming thing about APIs. So it's going to take a very long. So I'm going to divide it into parts. So I'm going to calculate around 12 to 13 minutes to make a longer video. That's the most longer video will be. So I'm thinking that I'm going to divide them into parts. So how many parts it's going to be divided, we still doesn't know, but it will be divided into parts. And before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn the notifications on so you may not miss any of my videos from my channel. So let's get started. So first we're going to make a constructor function. In that file this is what happens. So this is the function with something like a name. I have put the name like this, and this is what a function, and inside it first I placed a variable called keys, which is an array. So inside array with double quotes I place the keys. So you may have any number of keys. So and one more thing I just forgot is that in Google APIs, if you take one key, it can be accessed only 1000 times per day. So if you have heavy traffic, big huge traffic on your page, and many users come to you and take use of your page, like sometimes you may build some subscriber count pages, as I said, you should take around every second a request, or it may for 3 seconds. That depends on your own, but it can take many requests. And if the users increases, the key is going to be stopped. So we should be making some extra keys so that users can get access, but we should be making them random. So the key, every key will be maximally utilized, and it's gonna give the user a authentication very useful. So we're gonna create some 3 keys like this, key 3. So you should be replacing this with a number. So it will be a random number when you create an account and access a key, that would replace this. So don't type these keys like that. So I'll be showing in a while how the key is going to be. I'll show you an example key a while. So next thing we're gonna type here is we're gonna create a variable of key. So sorry, it should be only key, and you can see the difference between, I'm showing you word key and keys. Keys are the global, so you shouldn't make that global one, because this function will not be accessed by outside ones. The variables inside this function will not be accessed by outside functions. That's what we place word keys. So word keys will not be accessed until they call function. The only thing users do is only calling the function. That's it we're gonna do. So they're gonna get access the keys inside getting into the function. So here we're gonna place some keys and open parenthesis, and here we should pick a number, so it should be randomized. So I'm gonna do math, it should be capitalized, I think so. Math dot floor, and I'm gonna make some random function, random math dot floor. So I'm gonna make random dot, and I'm gonna pick a number around something. So okay, random, I think this should be small, random module, and we're gonna place length of the keys dot length. So I think this is the thing. So random is a keyword. I just made a mistake here, so I'll be checking that whole file. Okay guys, and I just found, so the capital M, and it's the math, and the floor floor, and here is the function again, math dot random. It's a function, and it's gonna multiply with keys dot length. That's how this is how it's gonna be. So first let me explain. Math dot random, pick a random number out of the length of the keys. So we have here 3 keys, so out of 3 it's gonna pick a random number. So it may be somewhat float values. So to bring it to the integer, we're gonna use this floor 1, and finally a floor value, integer value will be loaded. So around 1, 2, 3, and 0, starting from 0, 1 and 2, these are the numbers which were randomly picked. So it will place as a array. So we're gonna get a value inside the key. After getting the value inside the key, we're gonna return the key. So that's it. So we have keys, a group of keys, and we're gonna pick a random key out of that, and we're gonna send that. This is a simple function we're gonna do, and everything you should be replacing, the keys should be replaced by your own keys. So these are not the keys, key 1, key 2, not like that. So you should get a key. Go watch my previous video and check that out. So if you want, you can also pass parameters, but I think this is a simple function which doesn't need any parameters right here. So just calling the function, that's enough. And we need to return value, so that we can save the value of this in another variable, and we can execute that in the function. So this is how working with APIs. So we're gonna pick a random one and just do that. So you can use create a global one, and you can use in every project wherever you want. So using keys. So in the future we're gonna shift to authentication. That's a different one. I'll be explaining you the same concept with that. So before we can build a HTML page, and we need a HTML file. So we're gonna create that right in here. So you can name it anything. So let me do it. So you can name it anything .html. So I'm gonna do it as index.html, because most of the hosting things, like I'm using GitHub pages, so it's gonna use index.html as the home page, the main HTML. If you wanna grab, you need to place anything right here. It start from the index, so you should be grabbing that. So now we're gonna edit this. So starting from editing, so first we need to place a HTML tag, guys, and we need to add the HTML tag. So okay, every HTML, everything we place inside between these tags will be included as the HTML page that will be loaded. So inside the HTML there will be 2 types of subtags. So there are, one is the head tag, and you should be closing the head tag also. So, and the next is the body tag. Head tag contains the everything, like including files, and the title, and some of the type including files it contains. So in the head tag, and the body tag contains the body of the HTML page. So first in the head tag, let's get started. So I'm going to be placing a title to the page. Sorry, this is the title tag, and in between these title tags we need to place the title. So I'm gonna type YouTube simple search engine. So I should place this YouTube channel simple search engine. Okay, this okay, how it looks, simple YouTube channel search engine, that's the better title. And so in between the body tags there should be somewhat going to be done, and we need to place an input tag. So that's this is how input tag looks. And next we need a button. So whenever someone types in the input and clicks this button, we're gonna be doing somewhat program going to be running. So button, so we need to give this a name, so if you want. So but we just start with ID, so I'm going to give this ID as search bar. So we're going to use the camel case right here, and the value will be defaultly loaded so that user can edit, or he can leave it to test it. So I'm going to give the value as purpose work. So that's the value I'm gonna give. So coming to button tag, we need to place the submit right here. So and I'm gonna give this type as type equal to submit, and we should give calling a function when it's clicked. So on click is the attribute we're gonna give. On click is the type of attribute. So on click we should be loading a function. So we should be loading a function called button click, like so. This is the function, so it doesn't have any parameters. So that's how this is simple web page. So now let's load this page and check what's gonna happen. And one more thing, I set this page to load differently. You can see simple YouTube channel search engine, and here is the input tag and here is the submit tag. We can click that. So we have the HTML page, I mean the basic HTML page. So next thing is to create a script file to have our own code. So I'm gonna place like this script.js. So you can give any names because it will be included in the HTML file. You can give any name as you want, but it should be ended with .js, which includes a JavaScript file. So next thing, we have to include the JavaScript file in here. So to include the file in here, so I'm gonna place script, and I'm gonna end this with another script. So in between the scripts, you can add like sending the parameters. You can send them, but directly we're gonna add the source file. The source is directly script.js. So now the automatically script.js will be loaded. I mean it is linked to here. So as I said, we're gonna use the Jquery library to simplify our program. So we need to include that. So let's place a script. And inside here the source file, we need to have the link of the Jquery library. So I'll be showing you how to get that. So head over here and just type Jquery. So you can find you can download the Jquery file and add it in the directory right here. So and include that, but sometimes Jquery update their things, so we cannot download every time and place it right there. So to simplify our program and everything, so you can see you can go directly to here Jquery, or you can use the Jquery tutorials. So W3 is cool. So I'm gonna head out here. So don't worry, I'll be placing a link in the description. The link of the Jquery we gonna get. So guys, let me remember, make sure you subscribe my channel and turn the notifications on so you may not miss any videos of my channel that I release every time. So don't forget that, subscribe. So it's gonna be loading, and I think let me open the file immediately. So the script file, will be opening that and keep it aside so that we know. Okay, now so you can see try it yourself. So hold a second. Okay, where should we get? I think it's home. So I think this is the knot right here. Okay, until it's just going to be loading. So since it's recording screen, it's just gonna load like that. Okay, let me head over. Let's go to Jquery. So in between, let's start the function. So we're gonna start with the constructing function. Function, and as we know, so here we have the name of the function as we give. So it's the button click. That's the function we're gonna use. Place it and open the parent system here. So to know that the function it's working, we're gonna alert, and you're gonna say working. So to know that the JavaScript file is completely loading perfectly and everything is working fine, you're gonna do that. So in between, let me just include CDN. So you can see okay, so this is what you're gonna do. So okay, this is where we're gonna go. Jquery get started, it's the thing. So you can directly find in W3 schools. As I said, you can download the file, Jquery file from the Jquery official page and have like this script include that. But as I said, sometimes we need to get more than that. So you can see it is the another way of including file directly from the HTML, the server. So there are two types. So one is by Microsoft, one is by Google. So since we are working with Google, so let's get this file. So guys, and as one more thing I just want to say that every time when we complete a project like these modules like this, I'll be placing that in the GitHub pages. So you can place you can find the links in the description for the GitHub project. So you can find every link in that. So so if you head over there, you can find this code easily, and if you want, you can just copy that. That's it. So there is no more use for that. So okay, I think I saved the page. Okay, now we're gonna just simply reload, and now let's click the submit button. So you can see it's working.